Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and I have a very exciting video today. So if you haven't heard of this little book, you know what it is by the title, but if you haven't heard of this book, I don't know where you've been, because it's been everywhere on Bookstagram, Booktube. It's taken the book world by storm. And me and being my curious heart, I am excited to read it and find out what the hype is about. So today I'm starting a reading vlog for Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. And this is a new fantasy romance that debuted about a month ago. I bought it the week it came out, I believe. And basically, I don't know too much about it, but I know we're following a girl, what's her name? Let's see what her name is. Violet, who lives in this society where dragons are a source of warfare. And her mother's this general at this war college, and Violet is forced to go train there to become a dragon wielder of sorts. But Violet never saw herself being a dragon rider, or I don't know what they're called in this, but she never saw herself in that role. She thought she would be a scribe, something low key. So this is actually a really big change for her. And I believe in this war college, like, you can die. Like, most people die, I guess, and whoever is able to overcome the challenges at this war college, they just become these incredible warriors. So that's kind of just like the base of the plot. Everyone I know, except a couple of people, but more often than not, I'm hearing more positive things than negative things for this book. And it seems to have a bunch of things that I really love. We have the fantasy romance aspect. I heard there's like a Hunger Games Divergent type of situation going on here, which are two series that I adored back in the day. And we have a love interest named Xaden. Don't know anything about him except that he's a dragon wielder at this academy. So we have a little enemies to lovers going on here, which I'm always excited to read. So I'm gonna start this tonight. It's currently Saturday. I'm cooking myself some dinner, and then once I'm energized with food and done watching booktube stuff, I'm gonna start reading this, and I will check in periodically and we'll see how I feel about this book. I'm very excited though. Can we just talk about how gorgeous this first edition is? Like, you have the sprayed edges here. I don't know if it's gonna focus, but there we go. Look how stunning that is. Thank you for taking the time to make this book gorgeous. And you can't find this anywhere. I believe it's sold out everywhere. So hopefully everyone's able to get their hands on this book. So, okay, I'm gonna finish getting ready and then I will start reading. Hey friends, I'm already back with an update for Fourth Wing. I'm not that far into it. I'm only on page 10, but I already have thoughts. Okay, so we have Violet, who is our main character, who was studying or had the hopes of becoming a scribe in this empire, kingdom, whatever you want to call it. And her mother is the general at this war college, and she is very conceited and doesn't think being a scribe is really worth much, which is really interesting to me because Violet's dad was a scribe, and she has two siblings. She had an older brother who died 5 years ago, and then we met her sister Mira, who is 6 years older, who is a dragon rider. Is that what they're called? Riders? I think that's what they're called. So she's been off for years and happens to come back on the day of conscription. I think that's what, apparently I didn't read anything, but they talk about it on the first page. Yeah, conscription day, which feels like the reaping from the Hunger Games, or like the day in Divergent where they pick their factions. It feels more like that because there's different parts of this school where you go and you become that part of the school and learn and become better at whatever it is that they do. So Violet had always thought she was going to be a scribe. So it was very shocking to her when she found out that her mom really was very against her becoming a scribe and is making her do this dragon rider training. So Mira comes and she's very against this because Violet, as it turns out, has this medical condition where she has chronic pain. That's what it sounds like to me. We haven't gotten a lot of clarification on that, but it makes her doing physical things a lot harder on her. So of course that would concern Mira. So she seems like a very good older sister. They have a very good bond. And her mother, she comes off as cold, but there's definitely there's complexity there. I can definitely feel it. Because she has these moments of humanity that have shown through already. And I think we're going to get more development on that. So I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm only 10 pages in, but things are going well. So I'll be back later with another update. Okay, so it's only been like a few minutes, but we got our introduction to Xaden. And we're setting up the enemies to lovers already, and I'm just... I love enemies to lovers so much. I really do. It's currently like 1:30, and I'm a slow reader, so you'll have to excuse me. But I've made it to page 41, and a lot's gone on. So Violet has gone over the parapet, which is this bridge type feature, and it's very slippery. She's met a couple of friends along the way. She met Dylan, who unfortunately fell off and died, which was really tragic. And she also met a friend named Rhiannon. And we have a villain, if you want to say, in the cadets, or they're not cadets yet, but like in the group of people who are trying to get across this parapel. And it reminds me a lot of Divergent. It's very, you could tell this is heavily influenced by Divergent, which I don't mind because I love Divergent. And so we met Xaden officially, our love interest. That's what's made me want to come on and talk to you guys for a second, because so we meet her childhood friend Dane, who is a commander along the Dragon Riders, and she is put originally in his group, which is the second wing, hence the title, first wing, second wing, third wing, and fourth wing. Xaden is the commander of the fourth wing, hence the title. And I'm just a giddy mess because of the beautiful enemies to lovers situation that's going on here. So Violet and Rhiannon are put in Dane's squad. He's second wing, like I just said. And then Xaden forces Dane to switch with his cadets. So now Violet, Rhiannon, and the others are now in the fourth wing with Xaden. And Xaden has motive to kill her because I guess from what I can tell, his father was the leader of this rebellion that went on in this kingdom. And Violet's mother, I think, put him away or killed his father. I forget what it was. But so we have motive here and plenty of reasons to hate her. So we have to be cautious of him, at least for now. So now I just squealed like a little girl when they had to switch. So that's where we are now. I'm having a great time. I'm a slow reader, like I said. It's currently like 1:30. I'm probably gonna go to bed and then I'll read more tomorrow. But yeah, I'm having a good time, guys. This is a very fun read. Good morning, friends. It is currently Sunday, and I went to bed last night about 1:45, and I had just gotten to chapter 4 in Fourth Wing. So we're gonna do some reading today. I don't have anything to do that I know of anyway. So I'm gonna order some breakfast, DoorDash, some good foods, and then we'll get back into reading Fourth Wing. I wish I had my camera on, because of course I'm reading Fourth Wing like you do, and we just had okay, just for some context. So they've been training. Violet, Rhiannon, all the recruits have been training in battle and taking their classes and whatnot, and Violet sneaks out to get poisonous items to help her get ahead, I'm assuming. And while she's hiding up in a tree, a few people show up, one of them being Xaden, one being Imogen, and a few recruits. And they're kind of just discussing about how to get through the training and everything at the school. And someone asks Xaden, when did they get to kill Violet? And the sounds I just made at his response says a lot. So Imogen asks, when do we get to finally have our revenge? And then it says, he turns just enough for me to see his profile and the scar that crosses his face as he narrows his eyes at Imogen. I told you already. The youngest Sorengale is mine, and I'll handle her when the time is right. The way that just made me blush and squeal. I love enemies to lovers so much. It's literally been like 20 seconds, and I'm already back with another update. But there's interesting stuff going on in this conversation that I was just referring to. So something I haven't mentioned earlier is the kids of the people who were a part of this rebellion, who were murdered by Violet's mother and the people of this school, took their children, and I believe they were there when they watched them die. And then they enrolled them in what's the university called? The war college. I think it's called Basgeth. That's how I've been pronouncing it. Anyway, they've been enrolled in this school as part of their punishment, I think. And the interesting part of this conversation is that the only people, well, most of the people in this group seem to want Violet dead, which, you know, that's not a surprising thing considering her mom, the general, was responsible for their deaths and whatnot. But there's actually a man in this group called Garrick who has been, who's kind of debating with them about whether or not Violet should be killed and punished for what their parents did. And I just think that's really fascinating that even in this group of rebels, there's debates and there's questions, about whether or not they want to punish Violet like they're being punished. I'm assuming most of people are going to say yes, but I just really like that Garrick is kind of standing up for Violet because, as we know, Violet doesn't want to be here. She's being punished just like they are. And so there's complexity going on in this little group here. And I'm excited to see if that develops more in the story. So, okay, I'm going to go back and read, and I will update you guys later. Hello friends. So I'm back with another update. Slowly but surely making my way through this book. I'm currently on page 132, chapter 11. So I have some things to discuss because I don't remember exactly where we left off, but we've had quite a bit of Xaden since I think we last talked. He's such an interesting character. He's supposed to come off as this villain, which he definitely does in certain aspects, but he's keeping Violet alive, and there's a reason for that, but we just don't know what that reason is. So I'm just interested to learn more about what's going on. We lost one of the crew. I don't remember what her name is. It's like Adelius, something along those lines, by falling off of a part of this obstacle course. So that was really tragic. And yeah, we're just learning more about this whole mystery between Violet and Xaden and what him and his crew are up to. There's an air of mystery there that we just haven't been able to penetrate just yet. And yeah, we're moving along. I was about to call her Bryce. This is not Crescent City. Violet is contemplating about whether or not she needs to run away to the scribe quadrant. Dane is very adamant of her running away there. I don't know what it is. I don't trust Dane. I know he's coming off as his friend and whatnot, but I don't know. I just feel like he's going to betray us in the end somehow. Because, I mean, I get that he wants to keep Violet alive, but he's like really pushing to make her run away. So maybe I'm just reading into things, but I feel like there's more there. There's a conflict there, and I guess we'll just have to figure out and see what happens. But yeah, I'm loving this book so freaking much. It's a fun time. I'm having a great time reading this. So I'm gonna get back to reading and try and get through as much as I can today, and we'll see what happens. I don't know why this is hitting me more than... So I'm on chapter 14, and this is where Violet is getting bonded with her dragon. We just met the dragon, and I think I'm crying because it's reminding me a lot of Manon in Throne of Glass. It's very, very similar feeling, but it's different. But it's just the feelings that I have. I need to finish the scene, but I just want to document that it's making me feel a lot. I'm Okay, I'm gonna finish the scene and then I'll come back and we can discuss more. Okay, we have to talk about this book. I just read chapters 14 and 15 and they were incredible. It's the chapters where Violet gets bonded with her dragon. Okay, so in chapter 14, Violet is doing the threshing, which is where all the cadets are getting chosen with by their dragons. And Jack and a couple of his lackeys from the crew they set off to kill off this small dragon that they saw in the presentation. And for whatever reason, they thought it'd be a good idea to go kill this dragon. It's so stupid. I don't know why they decided to go do that. Violet knows how stupid this is and how horrific it is. So she follows them into the clearing and tries to save this dragon. And she's fighting not only Jack, but the two lackeys. And Xaden's there. He can't interfere, but he's there. And all of a sudden, while protecting this dragon, another dragon shows up. And it's the big dragon. It's the black dragon, which is a rare, very deadly dragon. And he saves, or he chooses, Violet. And that, I mean, I was like, oh my god, I should have saw that coming because, duh. But I was still like, yes. yes. But then the dragons start talking. I didn't know that they could communicate telepathically. I didn't know that about this book. So Tarn, who's the dragon, his commentary is hilarious. It's beautiful. I love him already. He's incredible. I love him. And then the dragon, I mean, I don't know how the small dragon is related to Tarn. What's the small dragon's name? Because, let's see. Andarna is the name of the small dragon. And she starts talking to Violet as well. And it turns out that both dragons are claiming ownership over Violet. I never saw that coming either. And she, Violet, Andarna, and Tarn arrive at the field where they have to announce, or they're claiming, and Violet has announced that both of them want to claim her, and the last line of the chapter says, and all hell breaks loose. So I'm about to get back into the book and see what's gonna go down, but I'm loving this so fucking much. And my emotional clip before was in the middle of chapter 14. It reminded me, like, the feeling gave me Throne of Glass vibes with Manon. Because it's not exactly the same situation, but there's a similar type of situation that goes on in Heir of Fire. And it just made me emotional. I haven't reread those books in a long time. And it's my favorite series, so that's why I'm like, wow, I love this feeling. I miss this feeling. So I'm gonna get back to reading, and I'll try to have more updates later. But Rebecca, you are killing it. So good. This is just getting juicier and juicier by the second. So it turns out Xaden's dragon, what's her name? Melgren is mated with Tarn, Violet's new dragon. I'm about to lose my fucking mind. Okay, so this is a very chillaxed update because I'm too tired to set up my tripod and everything, but still loving the book so much. So Violet has been attacked by Orin and a few of the Unbonded, which was horrible. But she was saved by some magic that occurred and froze them all. And Zayden and let me see if I can remember the names. Zayden, Garrick, and Bodhi, his cousin, showed up pretty much just in the nick of time to save her. And Zayden lets it fucking rip. And his shadow magic kind of kills all of them. So that was really cool. And then we find out that the person that let them in the room was Amber, who was the leader that Dane kind of had a fling with. And when she told Zayden, brought it to the attention of everybody and called her out in public. And Dane was like, no, that's not true. Telling Violet to say that he was lying and that she didn't know she was talking about. And Dane's getting on my last freaking nerve. I'm very cemented in the fact that he's going to become a villain because I can just see the arc now. But yeah, he's kind of getting distant now because Zayden called, I guess, as a dragon council of sorts, which included Amber's dragon as well, and eviscerated her in front of everybody. So that was nuts. And now we're just chilling now. I think there's been some things going on with some of the towns getting attacked, but they're not being talked about in their classes. So Violet and Liam, who Zayden kind of assigned to her to be a bodyguard, they're very inquisitive about it. And so that's probably going to go somewhere. I don't know where, but I'm going to read some, and I might update you tonight. I'm starting to lose steam on the vlog, but I will keep you guys updated on my reading. But I just don't know how often I'm going to check in. But I'm still loving the book. It's still an incredible read, and I'm so excited to see where it goes. So I will see you guys in the next. Hey guys, I am back with another update for Fourth Wing. It's been, I think, 2 days since I last updated you guys. I don't remember where we left off, but we just did the War Games, which was pretty action-packed. It was pretty sweet. But we find out that Violet is a lightning wielder. I knew people were talking about lightning, but I didn't know what the context was, but now I do. Violet, her signet, which is her power, manifested during these games, and it killed, I want to say Peter, but that's from Divergent. I always forget Jack. She kills Jack, who is the Peter from Divergent in this series, which is great because he died. But we don't ever see a body, or at least we haven't seen a body yet. So I'm not going to believe he's dead. Maybe he'll be back by the end. I don't know. But so she's quite upset that her signet is one of that can be weaponized. And Dane is just sitting here telling her that she doesn't need to use it ever again, that it's all going to be okay, and coddling her, which he's done through the entire book, and it's so fucking annoying. I'm so done with the coddling. He needs to go. Dane is so freaking annoying. And Zayden's finally going off on him, telling him to stop coddling her, which I'm like, yes. Yes, tell it how it is, please. So I have about 140-ish pages left of the book. So, okay, let me talk about something real quick, because my enjoyment of this book is a 5 out of 5. But I'm having some technical issues, and I'm not really a critical reader, but there's things in this book that are kind of jarring me a little bit. There's like, because I mean, this book is like almost a year long, like the time span is about a year, but there's large blocks of time that we just kind of graze past. And granted, I'm sure there was nothing going on during that time, which is fair, but it's just really jarring to me that we're like going through months in like a span of a sentence. So that's something. And there's just things where something will happen and then we just kind of gloss over it and move on. And the commentary behind it isn't really my favorite thing. There's just some things about it that are just like, eh. But I think I'm gonna reserve my critique, because I think it's supposed to be a 5-book series, and Rebecca has all the opportunity in the world to improve on all these things. But something about the world in this is it's a nice foundation for the world to really expand. We'll see how I feel when the book ends and see if that changes, but I think there's a great foundation for an epic story. And let's talk about the relationship for a second. So, I love Xaden. I think he's fantastic. Violet, I like her a lot, but I do have some issues with her that are coming up, because she will randomly just start thirsting over Xaden in the middle of a completely irrelevant scene to anything that's romantic, which is fair. You know what? Fine. Like, I'm okay with it. It's just it's happening so much that it's just a little jarring. It's distracting me and pulling me out of the story a little bit. But like, I think the dynamic between them two is very interesting, and I wish we would get some more development, because I feel like the second part of the book is just kind of their relationship is kind of escalating a lot faster than I would prefer. It's very slow burn, but I feel like we're kind of not insta love, because this isn't insta love, but like his feelings are very erratic, which is, again, is fair, and I wouldn't expect anything less with a fantasy romance. But I don't know. We'll see how I feel when the book ends, but their relationship is just a very weird dynamic right now. But I still really love them. And don't get me wrong, everything I'm saying so far, this is still going to be one of my top favorite reads of the year, because I'm having so much fun reading it. But it's not perfect, so I do have a few critiques. So that's basically all I want to say in this update. But I think the next time I update you guys, either something really big has to happen or I have finished the book. So until then, I'm going to get back to reading. All right, I'm about 100 pages out from the end, but I wanted to go ahead and give you guys a check-in, because we've had some relationship development. We had our first sex scene, which was a pretty good sex scene, I'm not gonna lie. They literally just broke everything, which was hilarious. Some of the dialogue, I mean, it was fine, but some of it was a little too, it's really modern, which is so crazy. And we're in a fantasy world, so they can talk however they want, so it's fine, but it's a little jarring that it's so modern. Like, he literally calls her hot. And I don't know, it's just my brain isn't computing with the language and the time period of this world. So anyway, but we kind of gone to like almost rom-com territory here. I don't know if anyone else is going to feel the same, but we're kind of doing the whole, we can't hook up unless you admit that you have feelings for him, because before they sleep together the first time, he tells her, "You can't fall in love with me," which was, very a walk to remember. But she at least was honest in their second encounter, going, "You know what? I can't hook up with you because I know I'm going to fall in love with you. If not, I already have started." And it's pretty obvious that he has too, but he's just going to be the stubborn ass that all the love interests have to be. So the dynamic is kind of really fun right now, and they can start talking telepathically, which is pretty cool because they're bonded by their dragons who are mated pairs. So I really like that dynamic. I think it's fun. Their banter is gotten a little bit better. So I'm enjoying it. We're about 100 pages out from the ending, and so I'm not going to check in until I'm done. But yeah, I'm having so much fun still. I know I said I wasn't going to check in until I'm done, but I'm about 70-ish pages away from the end. Xaden's going to betray us, isn't he? He's going to break our hearts, isn't he? I don't know if I can handle this, but they're about to start their war games and they're about to take off, but I just have a bad feeling. Xaden's going to betray us. He's going to betray us. All right, so we're in the last chapter of the book. It's in Xaden's point of view, and everyone says that the last line of the book is crazy. So we'll see. So I'm just going to film my little reaction here to reading the last chapter. So let's get to it. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh my gosh. All right. So I finished Fourth Wing. And I'm not gonna lie, for the last 100 or so pages, I was thinking maybe a 4.5 or 4.75 star rating. I have to give it 5 out of 5. I do. Just the way I'm invested in the story and the emotions that it has been able to invoke from me is unparalleled to other books. So I had to give it 5 out of 5 stars for that alone. Technical issues aside, I'm forever happy with this book. I need the sequel. November needs to get here so fast. Yeah, so let me just say generally, I love this book. I think it's an incredible read. It's not perfect, but it's perfect at the same time. It's imperfectly perfect, I guess, is how I would describe it. I'm really invested in this story. Brennan coming back is crazy. I figured someone was gonna come back. I thought it was gonna be her dad, and maybe he will later, but Brennan, wow, that's crazy. So basically, we've been introduced to this new villain, or the villain of the story, which are Veneer, I think is what they're called, which are these magic beings that can wield magic from the source, as opposed to channeling magic like the Dragon Riders can. So that's crazy. There was a big fight at the end there, which was really, really cool to read. And we lost Liam, which was really sad. Yeah, I'm really bummed about Liam. I liked him as a character, but yeah, so a lot to unpack for book 2, where romantically we're not good. But honestly, my favorite romance trope I've come to realize is the love interest having to grovel for forgiveness for them betraying them. I don't know what it is about that, but I eat it up every time. And so I'm excited for book 2 to see Xaden have to beg for forgiveness. It's going to be a great time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading vlog. If you've watched this, then you've read the book, hopefully. Or if you had no interest in reading it, then hopefully this was somewhat entertaining. This is more of just a vlog for me personally. But I hope you guys enjoyed my journey with this book. And I'm so excited for book 2. I'll probably end up doing the same thing for book 2. And I would like to do more reading vlogs like this. So be expecting more of that content, hopefully sooner rather than later. So yeah, follow me on all my socials, or my book social mostly, and subscribe, comment, all the fun stuff. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!